Hi, it's Grandma Roseanne, and we're going to make fried green tomatoes. Now, I have to tell you, I have traveled for so many years, and as I mentioned before, I'm a national speaker, so I travel the entire United States. I've done it for 25 years. And when I'm anywhere in the South, I have seen on every menu fried green tomatoes. I have never had them. They didn't sound particularly appetizing to me, and I just didn't pay too much attention to them. Well, this year I had a bumper crop of tomatoes. Oh my word. I mean, there's only so much sauce that you can make, Italian spaghetti sauce, juice, roasted tomatoes. I canned so much, and then I just got tired. And then I was still getting tomatoes, but I thought, why don't I try fried green tomatoes? Well, let me tell you, I love them. I love them. So I'm going to show you how to make them. They're super easy, super simple, no problem. But if you're growing your own tomatoes, it's a really good thing to do. First of all, I want to slice off that little root end there. And then you want just a nice little generous portion like that. They're going to fry at the same time. So you want them to be about the same size. Just like that. And I wasn't even really sure, well, you know, how green do they have to be? How close to being ripe? And a friend of mine owns a restaurant. She said, Roseanne, green. I went, oh, okay. So green it is. These are green. We got them. Now what we're going to do is we're going to have to make a batter. So that batter is going to be 2 eggs that we're just going to whip up a little bit. And I will tell you, I learned something. I love America's Test Kitchen. I think it's a fantastic YouTube video. I learn a lot from them. And even teaching my grandchildren, my grandsons, we whip this way. That's the way my mother whipped. That's the way I learned to whip. That's the way I taught my grandchildren to whip. Wrong. It's wrong. You whip back and forth like that. Who would have ever known that? But you get so much more volume when you do them back and forth. So now, out of habit, I still will do this, but when I catch myself, I come back and do that. All right, so we are good there. Now flour, we're going to need this first. I'm going to do a very small batch here, so I've got a 1/2 cup of flour. About a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Is that a 1/2? Yeah. Okay. Very nice, just like that. Into this, we're going to put a 1/2 cup of milk into the egg batter. I should have done that when I was over here, but I forgot. A little bit of pepper. All right, so the very first thing we're going to do is we're just going to coat these. Just coat them nicely with flour. And then you're going to let them rest for 10 minutes. I guess they did a lot of work. They need to rest. Alexa, time 10 minutes.
10 minutes, starting now.
All right, so I have a little bit of an assembly line here, and this oil has to come up to 350, which is exactly where it is right now. You'll take your coated green tomato, dip it into the egg wash, dip it into the cornmeal, shake off the excess, and fry. And repeat. And you just fry till they're golden brown. I really like these. I'm glad I ended up with such a bumper crop of tomatoes that I ran out of things that I could make and use them for, and then I started doing this, because we have really enjoyed this. And we have the southern states to thank for it. Now, on their menus, they also have fried pickles. I haven't done that one yet either. I'm not too sure about the fried pickles. Your frying, it's important that you maintain a temperature. Look at this, where are we? 310. See, it's not enough, so we need to kick it up a little bit. My husband laughs at me with all my toys, but they all make life simple and more accurate, and I like that, I really do. Now you would think the flour, when you put it on first and then you dip it, you think you would lose all the flour, and what would you have when you got to the cornmeal? But in fact, it works the opposite. When you dip it in the flour and let that flour rest a little bit, and then you dip it into the batter, it actually allows the cornmeal to adhere even more, which is what you're looking for. So anyway, these things are fun. There's all kinds of sauces that you can make to go with them, and there's a lot of Cajun sauces that you can make. I didn't make any today, it was just a time issue, but what my family really likes is when they eat it with just ranch dressing. So, ranch dressing we have. All right, they've been cooking about 3 minutes on one side. They're getting nice and toasty, so we can go ahead and turn them. And then they'll do about 3 minutes on that second side. And then we can eat them. Leave it up to the south to find these fried things that are to die for. Southern fried chicken, so good. And now we have fried tomatoes, fried green tomatoes. I don't think you could use the red tomato. I think it would just fall apart on you. I'm quite sure it would. But here we're in good shape. And again, I'm maintaining that we are holding our temperature. When you have something like this, it's really easy, you guys. You can really maintain. You can go up and down with the temperatures. Even just a fraction of a turn is going to make a big difference in what you're cooking as far as oil goes. Just about there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to drain them on this tea towel for just a few minutes. Then I will plate it and we'll have a taste. And again, I will put the ingredients down below. So what I like is that when you watch what's happening, you watch the technique. That way you can always go back and get the ingredients and have those ready and prepared. But so many times I have read recipes and they're hard to follow sometimes, and you don't get the end result. But when you're able to get in there and really watch what's happening, the progression of the steps, and then you have the finished product, it's so much easier, and it's nice, fail-proof. So look at that, isn't that perfect? So we will just let those drain a little bit here. That is just so nice. And these little guys. Alrighty. Be back as soon as these are no longer 350 or 360 degrees, and we'll have a taste, okay? I have burnt my mouth so many times here, so we'll be back in a few minutes. Now, I would like to think I let this cool enough, but I am not sure that I did. So let's take a look at the inside. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Cooked all the way through. Now I'm just using ranch on here because I didn't make another topping for it. But like I said, there are so many that you can use, and there's a lot of Cajun ones that have a little bit of kick to them that are really nice that you might enjoy as well. That's really hot. Really hot, but really good. Very, very flavorful. So enjoy. Ingredients below. Subscribe, thumbs up, hit the bell, come back. Bye.